I don't even know what that was. For a minute. Just wait for a minute.
Welcome back to Uncle Rico Storytime.
You're so fucking cute.
Testing out theme songs. I don't think that one will stick. Welcome back to Uncle Rico's Storytime, episode 40, give or take. Also like a test run, because it only took me, 2 years with all the fancy equipment to figure out that just a simple webcam placed atop your laptop will work. So we're testing this out. Okay, come on. What do you want from me? Come on, dude. What do you want? Either come up or not. Either come up or don't. Come up or don't. So we're just using the regular old cheap webcam, and I have music in the background that I don't think is showing up, so that way my shit won't get I forget what it's called. I'm retarded stoned, but everybody gets the gist of it. Copyrighted. So this is just a test run, anyways, and we'll see how everything is turning out. Can you see Chico? Nope. You can see all of the hair. We were wrestling all morning today. It was a dark and dreary morning in Arizona. So we did some cuddling. Oh, I almost put you out, dude. You're lucky. You're lucky you tapped out, bro. Yeah, I'm in a pretty good mood today. Just got out of the little dark period. I'm testing out goaltending now. Used to skate out, be a center, and as I've gotten older and slower, my injuries have added up. I've become a third line center on an adult rec league, D league, so I'm just holding on to the rungs. But I got thrown into emergency backup goalie status and did really well. And then went out and paid some good money for pads, and they weren't the right pads. But I really took it seriously, did some work, did some exercises, and then got shellacked for 2 games. But I've got the right pads now, and think I've got some stuff figured out. And the most promising thing is I don't think it's hurting my back. After these goaltending sessions, my back feels stronger. The whole time that you're goaltending in all 3 of your stances, you're forcing yourself up into a good posture. So I'm excited that if I think this works out, then I'll end up to keep skating for a while. And if I'm fumbling around with my words, I am not drunk, but I am stoned as balls. I got my energy smoothie. My cousin is blowing up my phone. My cousin just got divorced, and he's been I don't know if it was like high school sweethearts, but they've been together a while. They've got 2 beautiful kids. They've been off and on, but they've been married I don't know how long. But I don't know. They've got their issues. They've always seemed to be I don't know. I'm not going to get too much into that, but he had some luck right out of the gate, and I got to admit I was kind of jealous. But now he's come back down to earth. He's like, he just texted me this morning. He's like, dude, what the fuck, man? I was hitting it off with this chick, and then boom, just unmatched and everything, blah, 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 da, da, da. He's like, I emailed her, or he said he messaged her, and she blocked him on that. I'm like, dude, good chicks are crazy, man. They'll peace out on just the slightest imperfection. It's weird because they're in their late 20s, 30s, 40s with kids, and they've got this empowerment, like, I'm a queen, I deserve this perfect man, and they're holding out for it. But it's not out there. We all have our faults, we all have our imperfections. And he's like, dude, he's like, I was looking at I was rethinking the conversation, and I was like, I don't understand. And I told him the story of Maple Bar Bunker, whatever. I said, dude, this chick was so hot. We were hitting it off on every level. We'd been chatting for a week. She had invited me over to meet her kids at a pool party. I was going to bring them pizza. And later that night, I was doing my normal thing where I'm firing questions at her, interesting questions to keep her engaged, because I was so excited about meeting her. I think we were going to do coffee or something the next day, and all of a sudden, boom, like, no responses on anything, and then unmatched, unfriended. We were already friended on Facebook, unfriended on that, like, blam, blam, boom, 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 like, all like, blam, blam. And for the life of me, the only thing that I can think of is right before that I asked her, one of my interview questions is, who's your favorite musician of all time? And she said Kendrick Lamar. And I go, yeah, I've given him a shot, but it's not really my thing. I just need to, he does more of like the talking and melody thing, and I just need more, I need more of a, like, rap. Your shit's got to rhyme or it's not rap. I didn't say it that, like, blunt, but I don't know. I probably said it that blunt. But either way, back to my main point, where it's like, you just faced a dude because he didn't like your favorite musician. Hopefully that's. You've got to be different. Men and women are different. And I said every relationship that I've seen fail now recently is because the woman is changing the man into their ideal best friend. So the guy is no longer skating bar league with his buddies, or doing a fantasy football draft at some bar getting wings, going out to watch NFL games with his buddies every Sunday. Now he is scrapbooking and going to flea markets and antiquing and shopping all the time. And in most of these relationships, I'm willing to bet you're not watching the shows that he wants to watch. Not many of you are watching The Terminal List, which is badass on Amazon Prime. I'm willing to guess, in most of your relationships, you're watching, the criminal investigative series, which is fucking weird. All women want to watch is this abuse and, like, assault stuff. If my ex, she would watch this stuff and then want to fool around. I'm like, no, I don't. No, I'm not turned on in the slightest. I could watch some women's volleyball, and then let's talk about it. But either way, I said to him, I go, dude, all of these relationships, you know, it's, you know, the woman changing the man into this ideal best friend, but that's what best friends are for. She should have best friends, you know. Yes, you want to be friends with your spouse, but you have differences. You know, we all have faults, and you know, our being together should make your faults, you know, more meaningless. Ideally, you should both be better together, you know. And what happens is the woman changes the man and emasculates him, and then she ends up cheating on him with like a pool boy or a mechanic or a fucking bartender. That's where I used to come in. Slut. But yeah, so he's having a hard time of it, and I'm like, dude, you know, you will never. You can't take it personal. They'll end stuff on the, you know, and it might not be the last thing you said. It might be, you know, something that you said earlier. You know, I don't like scrambled eggs, and you know, they might just hold on to it for, you know, a few messages, and then go, all right, now you're done. Being a manager of a restaurant, I used to listen to these girls bitch about their men over the most meaningless shit. And, you know, I'd listen to their conversations and like, like, you know, oh yeah, I still haven't gotten an answer from him about this festival and tickets or something, you know, it's been 4 hours, he won't answer, you know, and I'm like, we're on the lunch shift. Your man is like a fucking, you know, a legit 9 to 5 job. Like, but I digress. Yeah, I just said, you know, it sucks. It sucks out there. And, you know, I'm obviously bagging on the chicks on the other side of it. You know, we're dumb, horny, simple animals. You know, you feed us, give us bacon, give us sex. We're pretty happy with it, everything, I think. So we'll just kind of go along with your stuff as long as we keep getting 2 out of those 3 things. But yeah, so it's been a while since I've done this. With the camera there, you see what you look like. Now I understand all of this. I'm used to it being there. I overthink things way too much. But it has been a while. I got the goaltending stuff going on. What else has happened? Oh my god. Jesus. I watched a guy die for a while. There was a huge fire. There was a huge fire across the street. Okay, so one thing that had happened before my last podcast, before my last thingy, yeah, I guess it's a podcast now. You can see all the hair from me wrestling. That's your fault, Cheeks. So there is a property in town that has been fenced off, and it's been closed up. It was a business. I'm sure it's zoned for business. But, you know, somebody's been living there without electricity and stuff like that, I'm sure. But he's got signs up there, and I don't know if he's living there or if he's just storage there or whatever. I don't know. Who knows? But he's had these fences up and these signs up all over his place that say keep out. That means you cops, no trespassing. And they're homemade signs, you know, reclusive, to say the least. But he's been there since I've been here, and I've been here, I've found out 3.5 years now, which is my longest job. The Navy was just 3 and some change. So, congratulations to me. But this was a few months ago, and before this issue, a week before that, I see a guy inside the fence arguing with cops, and the cops are outside the fence, and the guy is arguing with them as I drive by. I'm like, whatever, blah blah blah. So, people have told me that blah 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 is annoying, so I need to stop doing that. But I drive off, and a week later, this dude's place is on fire. There's fire engines there blowing water on the adjoining building, but there was one engine just sitting by, not doing anything. And I talked to my neighbors later, and they were like, yeah, we just gotta, regulations, city of blah blah blah. And we do live in a weird city, but to not jump on a fire. And then afterwards I was thinking, boy, they really weren't spraying the water on the fire too much. And so the whole place burned. And about a week ago, my dogs go apeshit. They hear somebody talking on speakerphone on their cell phone outside. And so they're going nuts. It's like 5 minutes. I finally put them in the room, and I go out to kind of pop at whoever's out there to move it along to get them to where they got to go. And there's nothing out there. So I go back inside, and then I hear a resident of, and he says the address. This is the police. Come out. We have a warrant for your address. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? I didn't know. I thought there was a drone or something flying around, because I'm pulling up all my cameras. I'm like, are the cops here for me? Like, what the fuck did I do? So I talked to a couple of other neighbors who don't really know where it was. And I think it was probably this area that burned up, because now the dude has more fees and penalties and whatever from the fire. I'm sure the government's just going to take his land now from him. But that was bizarre. But to follow that up, then I go to hockey, and this was kind of one of the reasons why I think I got shellacked in one of my outings. Was mentally I wasn't there. But I go into the arena, clear it with the desk girls, go out to my truck and grab my goalie equipment, and this dude runs up to me, and he's like, hey man, you got an Narcon? And I'm like, what the shits? And he goes, you got a Narcon, Ben, man? And I'm like, no. And he goes, fuck it, and goes running off. And so he runs off around the corner, and I go around to the corner of my arena. It's in a bad part of Phoenix, and there's a group huddled around a dude. He's laying on the ground. He's dead, and is ODing. He's not moving or anything. So I call 911. These homeless guys come running up out of nowhere, and they're pushing their shopping carts, because that's where all their valuable shit is. They're pushing them, and then they get them to eye line of where the dude is, and then they come running up, and they're like, I got half here. And so the dude takes it and like jabs it in the dude's chest. And then another one comes running up from the totally opposite other way. I have no idea how they communicated, whatever, but there must be some kind of network, or like some kind of homeless. Bat signal that goes up. But one other dude comes running from the other side, and he's like, I got a little bit left. Boom, in the chest. I was there for, I think, 2 pops. The dude gets it. No, I left. I went and let the security guard know for the shopping center what was going on. I come back. Another dude pops him, and he gets up. And he's walking around, white as a ghost. And the one dude is like, I found out, he goes, Gator, you were out so long that time, man. And I remember thinking how funny that he was named Gator, and not obviously being able to laugh. And he's like, how long was I out that time? And another buddy came running. He was like, dude, you were out. That was the longest you've ever been out. And like his other buddy's like, I got a piece. I got warrants. And he went running off. And so I played this game, got lit up, and I didn't realize how mental goaltending is. I was practicing after the last horrible outing, and this guy's like, who is a really good goaltender, and he's like, dude, my last game I lost 12-7. So I still don't know how I can mentally, if I am able to mentally handle it. This last game we played our old goalie. It was really good, and we scored 6 on him, but I played just a horrible game. I let up 8 on like maybe 18 or 19, 20 shots max. And every one I thought I had saved. I made contact with the first 2, hit my stick blocker, and scored somehow. I thought it hit solid. I have no idea how it can redirect in if it hit solid at my blocker. I found out later that it was how I was holding it. But either way, it was just mental stuff where, you know, I thought every time I was like, oh yeah, my boys are gonna clap for me, you know, and I'd hear clapping, and then I'm like, fuck, it's a goal. So we lost that, and the hard thing is if you put up 6 goals on this dude, our former goalie, you know, that's got to be a win. And so that loss was solely on me. So as attracted as I was to the prospect of me being on my shit and totally being able to shut down a team, I don't know mentally if I can take the negative aspect of letting all of the guys down, because everybody was skating really, really hard. It was one of those where they're like, up a goal, we come back, they get up a goal, we come back, they get up 2, we come back, they get up 2, we come back. And that kind of sent me into a bit of a funk for 3 days where I didn't leave much and get out much, and that's unhealthy. And so, but I'm getting out of that and in a good frame of mind, and I have my Chicos. Chico, come say hi. Cheekies. Hey, look at this. Whoa, look at right there. But that's what's been going on in my world. So, I thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. I've got another hockey game tonight. I will decide whether or not I keep going with it, because I went and spent more money when I got lit up after I told myself I wasn't going to. Yeah, just some of your old run-of-the-mill woman bashing. Oh, Trump is now our president. Let me tell you about my latest conspiracy on that. I said this before, that it felt like the powers that be were kind of throwing this election. That that whole assassination thing doesn't make sense. How does a fucking 19-year-old farm boy elude Secret Service and clip the Trump must have balls of steel for him to react that way. No fucking no human being that is surprised after being shot at is going to stand up and throw his fist at him and make himself a bigger target. But I said this when it happened. I felt like there must have been some kind of a concession. I feel like the powers that be knew that he was not going to go away, and they said, well, let's give him one term and then back to business as usual. So my latest conspiracy theory is, if you've made it this far, drum roll please, conspiracy theory of the day. That assassination attempt was bullshit, and he made a concession for gun control. Because as he is running as a Republican, he is still a New Yorker, and I think he won't do anything major, but they'll start with paperwork and stuff and everything that they'll call it regulation, which I'm fine with, but ultimately our government is going to use that regulation to come after him. And I think ultimately it'll be after Trump is gone, but I will bet after Trump's promise moves and stuff like that, I'll bet you he gives in on some sort of gun reform thing, and then after he's out, they will come after our guns. They'll start in places like California, and not go after the big cities until after they get the guns from the rural folk, because those are I would think that's the biggest danger. You have to disarm them. They will control the media to show that there's no resistance or very little resistance. And then after they go after the inner cities, they'll get people to narc out their neighbors. That's how they'll do that. And then that'll be their plan for disarmament, I feel like. So all right, is that enough to get me Clintoned? I don't know, but I'm not just a crazy conspiracy theorist. Subscribe, like, share, because we do have some really good things coming out. Charity, helping rescue dogs and despondent veterans. The Renegade Valley Dog Rescue. We have a separate channel on YouTube, so make sure to check that out. But thanks for making it this far, if you did. And who knows, maybe this is salvageable. We'll have to give it a listen. Peace out.